From our studios at the corner of 8th and Walton in Bentonville, Arkansas, welcome to Saturday Morning Meeting, where we cover Walmart, Sam's Club, and the consumer product companies that are represented on the racks and shelves throughout the country and around the world. I'm Derek Ridenoure, and our focus is on the insights, trends, and best practices to help you as a supplier grow your business with the world's largest retailer. Coming up today, we'll talk with the VP of Diamond Foods, Drew Collom, about what suppliers can do to gain incremental sales, and we will be joined by our panel to discuss this week's news stories. But first, the headlines. Walmart recently announced its plans for Black Friday this year with a strong emphasis on special sales as well as perks for associates. This year's Black Friday sale includes deep discounts on 21 one-hour guarantee items such as iPad minis and LG Blu-ray players. Walmart also plans to recognize its hardworking associates this Black Friday by providing additional pay and free meals during shifts. In addition, associates who work on Thanksgiving will get a special 25% off discount for an entire purchase as a thank you for their service. Salon reports that labor group Our Walmart is now organizing a Black Friday strike for Walmart workers. The article also states that the janitorial subcontractors for Target stores in Minneapolis-St. Paul plan to join the walkout. This year's Get on the Shelf competition recently ended with Walmart's announcement of two grand prize winners. The top prize winner in the over $40 category is David Burstein, co-president of Legends Home Bedding in Los Angeles, who developed the Elvis Presley Home Bedding Collection, the first licensed set of Elvis-themed bed linens. Toomey Oradine Jr. from Richmond, Virginia, took home the grand prize in the under $40 category with his Scribs customizable wristbands, which allow children to color and design their own wristwear. Oradine hopes that his product will encourage children to develop their creativity. Both products are available for pre-order at Walmart.com. The winners also have the opportunity to pitch their products to Walmart buyers for inclusion on Walmart store shelves. Quartz recently published an article claiming that 3D printing could render Walmart's supply chain innovations obsolete. John Hauer, CEO of 3DLT, a 3D printing template marketplace, disagreed, and Quartz published his rebuttal. Hauer argues that Walmart is actually positioned to dominate the 3D printing industry. Not only does Walmart have the cash to allow it to explore and develop this business, Hauer also notes that 90% of Americans live within 15 minutes of a Walmart. With a 3D printer in most of its stores, Walmart could manufacture items in-house and greatly reduce its transportation cost. Walmart reports that it's hired 20,000 veterans since Memorial Day as part of its Welcome Home commitment. In addition, Walmart has also pledged $2 million to charities that provide aid and services to military families in need. Walmart recently debuted Great Value Naturals, an environmentally friendly range of household cleaners. The products are made from all natural biodegradable ingredients and are packaged in recyclable containers. Walmart released the private label cleaners as part of its ongoing commitment to sustainability, providing customers with an affordable but green option when selecting household products. And finally, Walmart coffee suppliers may soon have more competition. Ad Age reports that McDonald's plans to team up with Kraft to sell its McCafe brand coffee in grocery stores. Details are sketchy, but it seems that the fast food giant will sell bags of both ground and whole bean coffee as well as single-serving packages. Joined now by Andy Schuch and Luke Briggs, both from the Harvest Group. Guys, thanks for joining us this morning. I want to start off, and Andy, we'll start with you first. Black Friday just around the corner, going to be a big deal. Obviously, a lot in play here for Walmart as well as other retailers, but more importantly, suppliers. Some of the deals coming up, what are your thoughts? What should Walmart be doing?
What should Walmart be doing? Well, I think they're doing the right things. They're marketing it correctly, turning Black Friday kind of into Black Thursday, right? Which I don't know. That kind of goes both ways with everybody. But I think they're doing the right things with the marketing that they're doing. It's just going to be really interesting to see how all the prices are going to hold up, and how the consumers are going to react to it, and all the different time changes and everything else. We always on Thanksgiving we always went to a movie that night. I mean, now are people all going to run into the stores that Thursday night?
It's moving up because I think Walmart originally said they were going to open at 8 o'clock.
Now it's 6, right?
Now it's 6 because of competition.
And they've got doorbusters, but then they also have the guaranteed. So you can go in and there's 23 items or something like that?
It was pretty robust.
Yeah,
It was like
they're guaranteed. You will get that item no matter what. And if they don't have it, you can get it before Christmas.
Guaranteed.
So, yeah, guaranteed. So it'll be interesting to see how the consumers respond to it.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going down the right path. I'm very interested to see how their initiative of providing armbands for people to reduce some of the stress of waiting in lines will work.
It works well at Disney. We'll see how it works on Black Friday.
Exactly. So, I mean, that to me could be quite labor intensive and how they execute that. So I think if they can nail Black Friday, it could tee them up for a great quarter of results. So I hope to see them do well, but it'll be interesting. I think for me, Black Friday, the biggest deterrent from my wife and I going to Black Friday is that associated stress. So if you can reduce that and increase the experience for the shopper, I think that they might have a winning plan.
Do you think that Walmart being open on Thanksgiving Day, particularly the supercenters and neighborhood markets, do you think that helps them? I mean, they're already open, so they've already got staff in the stores. Does it help them because Bill Simon pointed out in an article that customers can come in and wait inside, whereas if they go to Target, they go to Kohl's, they go to JCPenney, they're actually going to have to wait outside until those doors open. So does that give Walmart a leg up on this?
Well, yeah, because you can come in, get the armband, or get the band, right? Go do your grocery shopping or your other shopping that you want to do, check out some of the other deals that are going on at the store, and then you within 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours after the event.
Once it opens up, once the event starts at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., whenever that doorbuster or whatever they call it is happening, they can go in and buy that item. I'm just wondering if the armband is going to be the Scribs thing. Yeah. The guys that won the Get It on the Shelf program.
They can write
they can write down what aisle it's in or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see if they can truly understand if by having the doors open to their stores, if it's going to drive incremental purchases that might not have occurred if the consumer's waiting in the cold, waiting in the rain.
Right.
So how much can they drive the basket up?
So great point, and hopefully it works out well for Walmart. And because they have a lot they have to gain in fourth quarter, which we're now in, third quarter results just recently released, not really below kind of I think what everybody expected, or at least Wall Street expected, and kind of what Walmart wanted. But was anybody here really surprised? Luke, we'll start with you.
I don't think people were surprised. I think given the uncertainty of kind of the economy and then what's going on in the insurance market, I think that there's probably the consumer's fairly uncertain. I think we all kind of generally thought it was going to be a challenging quarter. I mean, we had a lot of suppliers had a challenging September. I think I was actually pleased to see the results come in where they did. And if you look at the stock, I think it was down 1/10 of a point this morning. So I don't think the markets necessarily reacted adversely to the declines. So.
Now, shouldn't Walmart be doing better, though? I mean, Andy, you've been around for a long time, but gas prices are coming down now. And I think Luke is onto something with the insurance market and what's going to happen after January. But as gas prices come down, typically the customer that Walmart goes after has a little more discretionary income. I mean, prices below $3 now. Shouldn't Walmart be seeing some of that coming into their stores?
I think the shoppers are still hesitant. I mean, we've got this, Obamacare thing with the insurance uncertainty still kind of happening with that. I mean, I think most people would say the rates are going to go up about 40%, some even more, depending on, if they've gotten theirs canceled or whatever. I think there's just a lot of uncertainty in the air. And the bigger purchases, television purchases and things like that, I think people are waiting to see what the holidays are going to bring as far as pricing goes, because everything keeps coming down. And I think people are just waiting for those types of things. As far as groceries go, I think people are buying the main staples and that kind of stuff, but I think they're filling in trips outside of Walmart. And I think one of the things it showed was the small store formats were actually up quite a bit. They were actually doing quite well. So that's kind of an indicator that the consumers are not driving all the way to a Walmart store, maybe heading off to someplace that's a little bit closer.
Yeah. And I would say the stamp program probably had a little bit to do with that as well, because if you're thinking about, if you look at their results, small format did well, which typically can play a unique pricing game, as well as online had very robust results. So people that are on a fixed income and might be relative to that program might have to have less frequency of shopping and less spend of shopping, as we know.
So smaller stores certainly where Walmart should be going. I mean, we know that from your conversation with Mark Trowbridge, but it seems like the smaller stores and the convenience factors with the online and small stores seem to really be where consumers are going. As Walmart continues to develop that, do you think it gives them a leg up with millennials, and particularly against its biggest competitor, Target?
I think it's going to have to be almost category-specific strategies, because there's a need stake for all different categories. But I think if they can excite the millennial and really create that unique experience, both in store and out of store, in those large city markets with those smaller formats, they might have a winning play. It's going to be tough, but I think they're actually putting focus and energy towards it. So we'll see how it comes.
Yeah. Well, and I think. We've talked about this before about how suppliers are going to have to react. I mean, if the small format does well and continues to do well, suppliers are going to have to react with different pack sizes and other things to really accommodate that whole format. And I don't know that they're there yet. I don't know if all the suppliers are there. There's still some that are still quite hesitant to go to a 6-pack or an 8-pack or a 4-pack, because obviously, it may not make sense for them right now,
Right.
but I think as Walmart continues to move in that direction, they're going to have to be thinking about that.
And it certainly helps them increase their turns, and hopefully we'll see a reduction in some of the markdowns as
Sure.
they drive sales. All right, well, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much, and stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to sit down and talk with Drew Collom. He is the Vice President of Diamond Foods. We're going to talk about some things that suppliers may want to consider to drive incremental sales, all coming up when Saturday Morning Meeting continues.
At Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, we can help your business meetings get out of the box. Way out of the box. With refreshing views of the museum's 120-acre grounds, breathtaking architecture, spacious meeting and presentation venues, and top-notch catering from 11, our award-winning restaurant, not to mention more than 400 works of art by American masters. Your meeting at Crystal Bridges will be anything but in the box. Call us today and let our team of professional event planners arrange your next meeting at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. Since 2006, 8th and Walton's by suppliers for suppliers approach to education and services has helped thousands of supplier teams grow their business with Walmart. Visit 8thandwalton.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Meeting. We're joined now by Drew Collom, Vice President of Diamond Foods. Drew, thanks for coming in.
Sure, my pleasure.
As we get here to the end of this fourth quarter for Walmart, and second quarter wasn't great, but as we look ahead to next year, what are some things that suppliers should really be thinking about? And not just the first quarter, second quarter, but even throughout the year. Some line reviews are going to be coming up. But it's not just about taking your items and sending down line review. What are some other things that suppliers, whether they're small or the P&Gs of the world, need to be considering and presenting to buyers?
Well, I mean, the great thing about Walmart is they offer so many different opportunities for you to be able to promote, your products out in the stores. So, I wrote down roughly about 12 the other night. If you run through all those different options, it's amazing what they do. So, especially on the grocery side, if you're introducing a new product in the first quarter or second quarter, I'd certainly make sure that you're working with shopper events and working with demos. Who wouldn't want a 220% lift on a product at Walmart, for a demo? And it's
especially a new one that's right out of the gate where you've got
new
to
one.
gain trial.
But you know what? Also, if you want to just get a little lift on an item that you've got in the department, maybe for a year or a year and a half, or even longer, and you've got a seasonality, lift on that certain item throughout the year, you might want to choose a demo, and it's a great opportunity. The other thing I'd be looking at is
One thing about the demos that I think a lot of suppliers seem to miss is you can partner up with other suppliers.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like you're going to bear the entire cost on your own. You can pull in 2 or 3 other suppliers to help offset that and kind of defer that cost.
Not only that, but let's think about what shoppers will help you do is they'll help coordinate your item with another item that that makes a lot of sense. You might have a breakfast item that you have, and they might say, well, let's go ahead and add a yogurt on that for the demo. So you've got 2 items here that coordinate well together on the demo. So I think that's something that they do a great job working with you and the suppliers with.
And some other things that you've seen? Let's talk about the GM side. What are some events that you have seen be successful for suppliers in terms of driving some traffic and getting a lift?
Yeah, I would focus on the localization, store the community. I think it's a great opportunity for everyone. There are certain markets where you do extremely well. I think that's one opportunity. I've done a lot of truckload events in the past. Mm-hmm. You can do that on a small market basis. It's not something you can do chain wide, but it might make sense for some stores, and you can really drive a lot of sales in that that particular market through a truckload event. The other thing I would do is I would focus on international. Every year at the in Orlando, Doug will stand up and he'll
Doug McMillan,
yes,
CEO
Doug McMillan.
of
And Doug will stand up and say, how many people are calling on international? And I remember years ago, the audience there'd just be a few people. Last year there was my gosh, the majority of the audience stood up. But I would definitely say that they should be focusing on some piece of international, whether it be Canada or Mexico or Puerto Rico. I remember coming over to Diamond Foods when I first got here, and we had had so much success in Puerto Rico at Newell Rubbermaid with the clubs down there. And I said, how are we doing with the clubs in Puerto Rico? And they said, what? And I said, well, you know, how are we doing? And 6 of the top 10 clubs are in Puerto Rico. So
Wow.
let's make sure that we're down there selling. Well, 3 weeks later, we had a suitcase load of product, and we took it down there, and the next thing you know, we've been selling them successfully here for the past 5 years. So I would definitely explore that international piece, especially on the GM or food side.
And John Rhodes at Walmart, I don't have his number, but I know John Rhodes has been very helpful. I've talked to him a couple times about some stuff, and Ken Simpson actually is, who is international from Clorox, who many viewers know. But John Rhodes is a great guy that should be your initial contact when you start talking about international, because he can help you, and I agree with what you're saying, but he can help you determine which country is best suited for your products in terms of how to export it, some of the regulations that may be there, because not every product's going to go international. Do some
John and his team and Tammy and the rest of them over there are terrific to work with, and they'll help guide you through that. And of course, Ken, you know, I've known Ken for a long time. He does a great job with Clorox, and now he's doing a super job with that with the Retail Inc. organization with international. So, and that's helping a lot of the vendors get, you know, share best practices and how to work with international groups, and John's kind of helping them with that. So, but I would encourage those individuals to reach out to John.
And all of these events that we've talked about a couple of them, but for a small to medium supplier, probably would make the most sense. Again, focusing on that store of the community, finding out where either your growth opportunities are or where your core market may be, and being able to go in and work with either shopper events or store of the community, another organization that does some stuff like that, and really tailor your message and go after the audience you want to go after.
Yeah, definitely. And I would also encourage them to look at .com. I mean, you know, the first thing we do is we're so happy to be able to go across the street and, you know, get a program, and we work so hard on the modular, and, you know, and we finally get an item in, and then we forget, oh, I forgot to, you know, put it on .com. It's like, that should be your second call. I remember years ago, you know, we had a problem walking across the street to Sam's. We'd introduce a new item to Walmart, and we'd forget to go across the street and talk to Sam's about it. And but you know, obviously that's not the case anymore, but it used to be in the older days. And so, you know, right now, if you're presenting a new item, it should be, you know, immediately over to .com. And I would encourage them also to make sure they're doing some coupon work or working with the .com people on an ad or a banner ad, or coupons.com where you're 50% off on the item, you know, when you're going to launch it. So I encourage them to do that.
And .com is not really any different than working Walmart. Obviously, they're in California. A lot of those buyers are, but still easy to make those connections.
Oh, absolutely. And they're terrific. And they're very busy up there. They've got, but they always get back to you very quickly. And you know, you can do a lot via phone and email with them. And it works out quite well.
Cameron Smith & Associates is suppliers' first choice in recruiting the competitive Walmart supplier job market. We connect qualified candidates to CPG jobs in Northwest Arkansas and across the country. CSA also sources sales and marketing professionals for companies providing advertising, marketing, merchandising, and data management services to suppliers. Contact us today at csarecruiters.com.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. 8th and Walton offers a variety of services including new supplier onboarding, scorecard optimization, and analysis and reporting. Visit 8thandwalton.com/services to learn more.
What are some other events or activities that you've seen or you guys have done that really have shown a lift in sales and kind of gained you favor with the buyer? And one thing I think we talked about this a little bit, making sure you're planning way out there to do that, not last minute.
Yeah, I think value packs and bonus packs. If you walk across the street today, you'll see a lot of value packs and bonus packs on existing SKUs within the department that, for a short period of time, they're going to give you 15% more, 20% more. I think that's a great way for you to, to help out the Walmart shopper and to help out Walmart, and you're going to get a great sales lift as well. I'd encourage you to do that. The rollbacks are still there and, very successful, and, you're going to get a great lift, and I think you should, talk to your buyer about that if that's something that they're able to do in their department or if they want to do. I think the other thing that you want to do is make sure that Walmart is priced right in every market. So if you think about it, they've got a gap that they want compared to the other retailers that are out there, and they want some sort of savings. And you want to make sure that are they realizing that gap, and if they're not, you can go back to that buyer and point out that, hey, we've got an opportunity in such and such market, and you might get a lift that way.
And then I guess the final thing we want to talk about is making sure that we're planning far enough out, because Walmart buyers, Sam's Club buyers, .com buyers, while Walmart is to make every effort to be nimble and quick to make changes to do what's right, when it comes to merchandising, oftentimes those plans are set in stone 12 months, even as far as 18 months out. Rand Waddups is going to be, was on a while back, and one of the things that he had told us is he is already, as of September, was already meeting with suppliers to discuss the following Christmas. Not the one that's coming up, but Christmas 2014. So these buyers are making their plans way out there. So you've got to kind of be quick and forward thinking and not just expect to walk in and say, oh, I've got this great deal and I need to order now, because that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I always viewed it as, I think that Walmart can help the company become a better company. Just as you just mentioned, by working further out. The very large CPG companies and the large companies over on the general merchandise side, they might be several years out today working on a brand or a product idea. But there's a lot of companies here that are, in that group that aren't that far out. But by Walmart working that far out, it enables that company to start thinking more strategically about their brand, how they want it displayed at Walmart, what their pricing, should be at Walmart. And I just think it helps them. And I think, the modular planning today is getting out, is longer and longer. I mean, we're working on things now for next May and June.
Right.
So I think Walmart can, again, really help the overall brands at those companies become better by working further out. And maybe they'll get on a pace where they'll be out 2 years on a particular brand.
Okay. Well, Drew, thank you very much. Final thoughts for suppliers looking to drive business?
Oh, gosh. Oh, you're throwing me off here. No, I would stick to the basics. It's not that difficult. I mean, we all know the rules here, and we know how to win at Walmart and to be successful. And it's not rocket science. I think, stay with the basics. And then the other thing I would encourage everyone to do is let the buyer buy. There's a lot of options out there that you can present to the buyer. Let them make that decision. Don't, talk to your buyer about it and make sure that they're the buyer, not you.
Okay. Drew, thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back with more Saturday Morning Meeting.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. 8th and Walton offers a variety of services including new supplier onboarding, scorecard optimization, and analysis and reporting. Visit 8thandwalton.com/services to learn more.
GigWalk is an on-demand mobile workforce that can collect data and do work at retail. Businesses use GigWalk for retail audits, merchandising, and much more. With 350,000 smartphone-enabled workers available on demand, you get unprecedented speed and coverage across the U.S., Canada, and the UK. And all work is reviewed for quality and accuracy. Visit gigwalk.com to learn more.
We are out of time for now, but as always, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. If you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. Our address is Saturday@8thandwalton.com. Be sure to join us next week as we talk with Keith Anderson, the VP of Retail Net Group, about the importance of Black Friday. And in 2 weeks, we'll have the CEO of DataRank with us to get some insight from social media on which retailers won big and what were the big categories on Black Friday. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Saturday morning.